What's up, everybody? This is Whiskey in the Six. I'm Rob, doing the Ardnamurchan Sherry Cask release. This one is matured in both Oloroso and Pedro Jimenez casks. There's a combination of peated and unpeated whiskeys used for this particular expression. The peated portion that went into this was in an Oloroso sherry butt. They used, for the unpeated stuff, PX casks. They used both European and American oak Oloroso casks as well. Bottled at 50%, and this is roughly 5 years old. I think it falls just shy of 5 years old if I'm not mistaken, but it was distilled in 2018, bottled in 2023. All right, as you would expect, when you use peated and unpeated whiskeys and you blend them together or you marry them together, it ends up being peated. That's kind of, if you've ever done an infinity bottle and you add peat to your infinity bottle, the likelihood is it's gonna be a peated infinity bottle, all right? So despite all the non-peated stuff that you put in there, there's still gonna be a little bit more peat than, or you're always gonna get that peat anyway. That being said, I wouldn't say that this is overly peated. It's definitely there. If I could give a comparable, it would be like maybe something Port Charlotte-y, like a sherry Port Charlotte kind of peat, but even lighter than that. So think of all your Islas. I was even thinking maybe like the Saneg, but that's probably more peated than this. The Lathr Sherry 10 is definitely more peated than this, but you still get a good amount of peat. I would say, you know what, a good comparable to this would be is a Benromic, like a standard sherry Benromic. Really nice on the nose. Nothing medicinal, more barbecue. Almost like a sweet ketchup kind of note because of the peat and the sherry. There's also like I wouldn't say too many like dessert type notes. More on the sweet savory side as opposed to the sweet dessert like side. You can definitely tell that there's sherry influence in this, but it comes off a little bit more savory. The peat is a barbecue style peat. Barbecue sauce, ketchup, that kind of stuff. On the palate, this is where it reminds me a little bit of like a Kalila. It's got that briny smoke on the palate. Yeah, that's really nice. On the palate, it's a lot better than on the nose. Not that the nose is bad by any means. You're not going to be off-put by any means on the nose, but the palate is really nice. Yeah, you know what? It's like very similar to the Kilchoman Saneg, brought down a little bit in peat, maybe amped up a little bit in overall flavor profile, but the Saneg is really good as well, and probably around the same age, maybe a little bit older. Saneg is definitely darker, but this is pretty dark. This got some nice color to it. Natural color, unchill filtered. I don't know if I said that already. I got a really good deal on this bottle. I'm almost embarrassed to say how good. Got really hooked up here. I think I paid 72 bucks for this bottle, which was a steal. I would definitely buy this bottle at 85 bucks, which is probably the standard of what it's going for. Some places are a little higher, $90 Canadian. Anywhere in that range, anywhere under 100 bucks, I think you're getting a good whiskey for your money. This is very good. Now, here's the thing. I know it's a cool young distillery, a lot of cool things happening with them. Best new distillery a couple years in a row now on the Oshawas. Is it better than the Saint-Egg? Is it better than the Lathr 10 sherry cask? Is it better than the Benromic peat and sherry that they do, which is also around 10 years old? I don't know. I mean, those are all really good, and they're all really inexpensive as well. Like the Benromic is 10 years old and comes in around the same price as this. So if I'm choosing between the two, I'm choosing the Benromic. That's not to knock this in any way, shape, or form. You're getting a really quality liquid in this whiskey. It's very, very good. I think once you weigh through the hype around this distillery and the expectations that each bottle is gonna have because of the hype of this distillery, you can really, really enjoy this whiskey. I was expecting it to blow my mind, and it didn't do that. Unfortunately, it didn't do that. It's very good. It's definitely worth the price. It's priced reasonably considering it's a new distillery, and newer distilleries have a much tougher time competing with pricing than established 50-plus-year-old distilleries. So credit to Ardnamurchan for keeping their prices reasonable. I would definitely buy this again. I think it's very good, and I'm definitely going to explore Ardnamurchan a little bit more. This is only my second expression I've purchased from them, but I really like them. That all being said, gonna give this one an 86 out of 100. I think that's a really, really good mark. Definite buy. If you're a peat fan, you're gonna like this one for sure. If you know, you like a little bit of peat, this is also kind of in that wheelhouse, right? It's not a ton of peat. It's not peat dominant by any means. The palate and nose definitely have that peat, but it's not gonna overwhelm you. It might not be an everyday pour if you're not a huge peat person, but it's definitely worth buying. I really like it. I'm glad I bought it. I'm glad I have it on my bar. Like I said, that's an 86. Really good score, all right? Hope you liked this video, guys. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you really liked the video, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the bell to get notifications for when I release videos. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and support this channel on Patreon. Cheers.